It's easy to die for somebody. Anybody can die for anybody. But to survive and live for somebody else is a much harder job. Name is Justin Patterson, Staff Sergeant, United States Army, medically retired, active duty for 14 years, and I live in Canyon City, Colorado. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. My father was Air Force. He's a Vietnam vet. He just told me it was the greatest experience in his life was being in the military. Deploying for the first time was amazing, right? Exciting. You think you know what war is, and you think you know what it's like to be separated from your family. And then you get engaged in your first firefight, and you're like, oh, this is kind of real. Hey guys, good morning girls. Good morning ladies. Max, bring me a chicken. Which one is this? Eremos?
No, its name is
Aphos.
Justin's a loving papa. He loves Max. He takes him everywhere. He gives him every whim that he wants. I'm more the disciplinarian one. My name's Elisa Patterson, and I'm Justin's wife and caregiver.
So Max, we want to start him at a little age, right? Get him doing, like, changing the chicken's water, feeding them, and then he has to keep watch over his flock.
He loves on him. He gives him everything he's got. You know, and I know sometimes he doesn't think that that's everything, but it is. That's the most powerful thing you can give a child is your love and your attention. He doesn't want him to go into the Army. He doesn't want him to get a head injury or anything like that like he got.
As long as I could serve, I would serve. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. $800 pounds of HME exploded, and you know, I lost some guys, and I was actually, everything was taken from me. Got this cool stutter after having to relearn like cognitive skills and speech. Very frustrating. In the beginning, I looked at it as a curse. After that, things weren't ever the same. PTSD is a real thing. The thought of somebody trying to murder you 24 hours a day for a whole year will weigh on really push down on you.
Things were chaos. He was not in a good place emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically.
Drugs, alcohol, you name it, and it was probably going on. And climbing out of that foxhole that I dug myself, it was tough. Oh gosh, it was tough.
Kind of told him, you know, you need to be a godly man. That's the only thing that's going to be attractive to me, not all these, you know, war hero stuff. It's going to matter to me how much you care about God and how you treat everybody else, because that's a reflection of your relationship with God.
My wife was my vessel to the Lord. Best thing I've ever done in my entire life. That's when the transition started to happen. My family and I, we enjoy God's country, right?
Colorado's gorgeous. You've got everything from mountains to plains to canyons. It's got all kinds of scenery. It's a quieter environment. It's a lot healthier for his PTSD.
If you're having a bad day, you just come, you stick your feet in the water, everything just kind of stops around you. There's nothing better. Having come so far and spiritually being well off, mentally being well off, being in a place to give back I felt compelled to go ahead and find something that was good for everybody. In 2014, I was at a military veterans event, and after spending a week with this group, I felt compelled to give Brantley Gilbert my first Purple Heart.
Justin's not a big one for awards. You know, I've had to like reorder his awards a couple of times because he gives them away.
So we've just chosen to make the best with what we got. And I mean, my life's pretty damn good, right? Like, I'm crying because I'm happy, but I've got people like Garrett in my life, and Trinity Oaks and Tom, but you know, I've got God first. But all this has happened because of the Lord, right? Like, people defy themselves by quantity, and I like to think of it as quality. We were looking for a program to get vets together. We went around. I went around to different shops here in town, and out of 100 that said no, one said yes. And we're building. I like to say we're building dreams, right? Like. And people just see that as dirt, junk. Cars, to me, relate to veterans, right? Like, you get us all shined up out of boot camp, and then you take us down to war, and we get some dents and some dings in us, and we come home, and for the most part, we're separated from the rest of our herd, right? And then a lot of us will end up just sitting in this yard by ourselves for the rest of our lives until we run out of gas, you know? Like me, when I got out of the hospital, I was like one of these cars just left, right? And had to get a new start in life. And nobody wanted to paint me. Nobody wanted to put a new engine. Nobody wanted to invest in me, except for my wife.
Everything that Justin's been through, he has the best outlook of anyone I've ever known.
Because that's just Justin. If he meets somebody that he really has respect for, he does anything and everything that he can, even if it's something simple to brighten their day.
You don't go out and volunteer or help somebody because you're going to get something out of it. It's actually quite the opposite. You're going to go out and give what you should probably keep to help somebody else, right? To Trinity, to you guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for recognizing my family and I and letting me serve this mission with you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you very, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help honor your 2018 Lieutenant Paul Silber Award recipient, Retired Staff Sergeant Justin Patterson.